Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the Sunday video update, the final one, I think. No, it's not the final one. What am I talking about? Today's only the 11th. I don't know where that came from. My name is Jared Fuller, also known as J Bear. Today's date is Sunday, May 11th, 2025, and it is Mother's Day, which that'll be the topic of this week's Sunday video update, among other things. So, before I get to anything else, hello, Melinda in chat. And before I get to anything else, hello, Spinette. How you doing, big guy? Or should I say brother from another mother? So I wanted to show you this t-shirt I'm wearing. It's a picture of my mother. My mom was 17 in this picture. It was back in 1979. She was pregnant for my brother at the time, my brother Jay. And dad was telling me, because I asked dad, where was this shirt made? And he says, I think it was made at a carnival somewhere, like in Chesaning or somewhere, local. So today I decided to wear the shirt in honor of Mother's Day for my mom, whom of which I miss dearly. And I decided that this time around, I wanted to do things differently for Mother's Day. I didn't want to be sad. I didn't want to be depressed. I didn't want to be despondent. Instead, I want to look at it as another day. I want to look at it as my mom's not suffering anymore. She's, free and clear of all that. And I want to look at it as a positive day. But I do love and miss my mom. But I'm not going to be melancholy about it today. I'm not going to be sad and down and out about things. So, but I wanted to share this shirt with you guys. Share it again. Yeah, 1979. That my mom was 17 in that picture, and they had it silk screen. And although, yeah, it's like two sizes too short for me. It's kind of snug. Yeah, it is too short for me. But um, the love I have for my mom will never be outgrown ever. I will never outgrow the love I have for my mom. Wilbur, the autistic YouTuber, what's happening, my buddy? I'm glad you guys are here today. I'm flying solo right now because Dad and Amy went to Saginaw. Um, they're having a thing at the children's zoo in Saginaw, and it's free for mothers. So Dad and Amy went by themselves, and I told Dad, I said, you two get out of here. Dad and I had a great time last night. We were at Moose Lodge 82 out in Saginaw Township. It was Michigan Country Music Awards, I think it was. Well, it wasn't an award show. They were performing. Let me see. I think I saved a picture. Oh, I didn't. I'd have to go on my Facebook. Um, it was 1 second here, guys. I took a picture of the sign right here. Michigan Country Music Hall of Fame show. They weren't giving out awards. It was just, the Hall of Famers were performing, and there was an 89-year-old there last night, an 89-year-old man picking away at a guitar like you would not believe. At 89 years old, he was still picking away. My buddy Waylon Hannell was there. Waylon Hannell, of course, is a Nashville recording artist, and he performed a couple songs because he had a show at the Vault last night in Saginaw. So he had to, he decided to slide in, and then he went to the Vault for his other show. Sorry I haven't been in your recent streams. I've also been editing videos for my channel. That's fine, Wilbur. I understand. Also, a new episode of my new series, Minecraft Survival, drops yesterday. I didn't even know about. Sorry about the spelling mistakes. Not a problem, Wilbur. Not a problem. I understand you 110%, buddy. 110%. But I am glad you're here. I'm glad Spinette's here. I'm glad that Melinda's here. And chewing off my toenail, had left a few comments. Yesterday it was raining toenails. Excuse me. Whenever I climb a ladder, I wonder how my toenails are doing down there. Whenever I'm cooking elbow noodles, I always slide a toenail inside of the noodle so they'll boil together. Ew. Um, I always add toenails to my cinnamon toast crunch. Oh, I hope I didn't just ruin anyone's appetite. And I love cheese-filled hot dogs with toenails baked into them. Ugh. Thank you, Toenail, for the humor as always. Gross as that may be, but thanks for the humor. Hello. How do you pronounce that? Adiao? Adiao? Like adios? I can't remember. You given me the phonetic pronunciation last week in chat, and I just forgot. There's been a lot going on, but Dad and I we were out in Saginaw Township last night, and my buddy Dan Richards, whom of which, by the way, will be doing the Fox Sunday Flashback tonight at 7 o'clock. I left a link in chat, so you can go check that out. He was emceeing last night's event, and I wore my Fox Sunday Flashback T-shirt to help promote tonight's show, which it's a weekly show on 103.9 The Fox. It's an FM station. Click on that. Make sure you tune in, and he takes requests. So I enjoy his shows thoroughly. Um, Today I am home alone. I'm flying solo. Dad and Amy, like I said, they went to Saginaw to the children's zoo because they are having a special thing for mothers today on Mother's Day, and it's free. It's free to the public, and if you're a mom, of course, you get to walk around the zoo and check out the exhibits and things. And I told my dad because my dad wanted me to ride along. I said, well, I can do the Sunday video update by myself today. If you guys want to just go and spend time to yourselves because we hung out last night, if you and Amy should hang out today without me tagging along, I'll stick around here. I'll do the show. And then you guys will get back whenever you get back. And Dad says, are you sure? I said, well, of course. I mean, you and I hung out yesterday and Amy was home. So now you and Amy can hang out. Although they did go to the racetrack last night after we got back from Saginaw. They went to the Owasso Speedway. But it's fine, I'm okay with that. If Dad and Amy want to hang out today, that's great. I'm doing the show solo this week. So yeah, that's where they are. I have a doctor appointment on Tuesday, a follow-up with my primary care physician. So I have to be in Owasso for that. And Amy also has an appointment on the same day, same place, but her appointment is in the morning, mine's in the afternoon. So we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do between appointments. I don't know if we're going to go get something to eat or if we're going to go to the park or what Dad plans to do. I have no idea because I'm currently without a vehicle myself. But yeah, so Tuesday is going to be a busy day. I'm going to be out at the Pine Run Inn tomorrow night for the Monday flashback. And so this is a busy week ahead, busy week coming up. We're expected to be in the 80s this week. Yeah, my channel turns 10 on the 27th. You're absolutely right, Wilbur. I'm glad you pointed that out. Yeah, this channel turns 10 on May 27th. Yeah. You're correct, Wilbur. Thank you so much for pointing that out. I love Wilbur. He is so cool, man. I love Spinette too, and Melinda. I love everybody. And Adiao, I think is how you say. I don't know how to say it. But I love anybody who comes into my chat and they're respectful. And of course, chewing off my toenail, he's just being humorous. I enjoy humor. I enjoy the laughter. Um, I love and appreciate you guys. I'm glad that you're stopped in again this week for another edition of this video, this live stream. But yeah, I've got a lot to do this week. I don't know. I thought I was supposed to go grocery shopping today, but I didn't get any word from Dad. I didn't know what Dad planned to do. Um, so when they get back from Saginaw, I don't know what's going to happen. But even if he does come back before or during, I should say, during the show, then we'll just do whatever we're going to do after we're done here. If Dad decides he wants to go shopping today. He might just wait until hell, he could probably even wait until Tuesday, after our appointments, 'cause it would just be one shot. Sorry, I haven't been to your RE. I don't know what you mean, Spinette, but, um, I'm sure whatever it is you're talking about, it's something positive. Um, but I'm glad you're here, Spinette. You're one of a kind, man. Your channel is fantastic. And while you're all here chatting amongst yourselves, make sure you go and subscribe to each other. Um, I want to, make sure that y'all are sorry I haven't been to your live stream, stupid school. Oh. No, man, you're good. I only do live streams on this channel on Sundays. Um, but no sweat, brother. You're good. I got you. You're good. This week though, I'm gonna be really busy. I actually have some more shout out videos to record. There are some that are scheduled to appear for tomorrow, but I have to record some extra shout out videos because I think they go until 4 o'clock. And I usually go from like noon until 11 at night. So that way they're going to appear all afternoon and throughout the evening. That's how I do it on the other channel, the Jared Fuller Show. Um, I do plan on doing more with that channel, but I wanna do things kinda differently. I wanna do the same things as I did on All Things Jared, but I wanna add extra content. Okay, I'll be here, Spinette. I'll be here until 4 o'clock Eastern Time. I don't know what time it is there or where you're watching from, but I will be here for about another 45 minutes. Um, but I wanna do add some extra content to All Things Jared. I'm still doing the Fun Fact Friday, or not All Things Jared, I'm sorry, the Jared Fuller Show. See, I miss my channel. I miss that channel. But I'm still kinda, it's like a replica of All Things Jared, but I wanted to call it the Jared Fuller Show. So I'm still doing Fun Fact Friday. I'm still doing, Dodge the Trucker. I'm still doing the shout out videos. I'm still doing what I would normally do on the other channel, but I wanna add some new content. I wanna add some new ideas to the channel. Um, and he's back. That didn't take long, Spinette. How's it going, guys? Jared Bear here with another subscribe alert. That's how I start everything out. You're absolutely right, Wilbur. That's how I do it. And my GoPro, the camera that I use to record those shout out videos, I think I'm done using that camera. Um, I have a little Samsung camera with the viewfinder on it. So tomorrow you're gonna watch some videos, some shout out videos. They'll sound different, they'll appear different. The picture is probably gonna, kind of look a little fuzzy. I tried to improve the resolution in the picture, but I don't know what the deal is. I think it has to do with the camera itself because it doesn't record in 4K, but it does record in high def. I've had that camera for a very long time, but you'll still be able to hear and see me, but it's just gonna appear different. The picture's gonna be shaky because I'm holding the camera as I'm talking, but I'm thinking what I'll have to do is just use the tripod. I might have to just you know hook the camera on the tripod and then have it aiming towards the American flag and then me standing in front of it as I would normally do with the GoPro. But like I said, excuse me, the GoPro is just acting up. It malfunctions. It stops recording mid video. It gets, excuse me, it gets a little overheated sometimes, especially in the summertime. And I think I'm done with GoPro. It's a $200 camera. And it's like, there's no way that this camera should ever have as many problems with it as it does, given this kind of money. I will never again use another GoPro. What I'm what I might even do is I might find the next best thing to a GoPro, um, with in terms of the little action cameras, and to make sure that they record in 4K. Um, hello, Amy. Are you guys still in Saginaw? I just remembered before your channel got taken down, I used to be a moderator in live streams. Yeah, you were, Spinette, and I appreciate you doing that for me. I appreciate all of my chat mods. Um, I really and truly appreciate it. But the problem when I was doing all things Jared was there were too many creeps coming into my live streams, and it had gotten to the point where I think a lot of those, trolls had ultimately reported the channel, because they were blocked and banned, and they were doing stupid saying stupid shit that they shouldn't have been saying in chat and getting me to repeat it. Um, but I don't really have that problem here on this channel, and on the Jared Fuller Show, that's probably one of the changes. I'm not gonna be able to do live streams because then I'm taking a chance of, having that channel removed if people wanna come in and just say things that, because I'm not really aware of the modern day slang or what the slang means. I'm not really on top of that. So if I say something in a live stream, you're going to get enough people who are going to find fault with that and they're going to report it. And it is stupid, Spinette. I absolutely agree with you. It is absolutely stupid. Um, I try to keep it rated G over on when I had All Things Jared, and I plan on doing the same with the Jared Fuller Show. I want to keep it rated G or PG or whatever. But here I say whatever, whenever. I say fuck on occasion, which most people don't appreciate or approve of. I don't fucking care. Uh, we're at Wayne's. The zoo was it was too packed. I bet it was. I bet it was too packed. Um, but did you at least get to see some exhibits while you were there? Was my bedroom still clean? uh, but yeah, I enjoyed doing what I did on All Things Jared, but too many people got their underwear in a twist, and they had taken issue with me doing what I was doing to help build your channels. There's just a lot of jealous, insecure jackasses in the world, and instead of taking me down, they don't realize that they themselves have the power to do exactly essentially the same thing. Even still, I get questions about my Dodge the Trucker animations. They're like, "Well, how do which program do you use to create these Dodge the Trucker animations?" Paint, the Paint program. That's it. I use the Paint program and I use Windows Movie Maker. That's it. The thing is, and I'll kind of give a little hint on how I put those animations together. Um, it's an editing trick, okay, and it can be difficult if you're not really sure how to pull it off. Um, Basically, it's those books, like the cartoon books. When you flip through the pages, it looks like they're moving. When you flip through the pages really fast, I don't know if you've seen those before, but they have these little like comic books, and when you flip through the pages really fast, it looks like the characters are running and walking and doing things like that. It's kind of the same idea. The thing is that there are different points, like, it looks like Dodge the Trucker is moving on screen. It's just it's edited at different points where it overlaps the previous, image. So when it zips through all of the images I put together, it looks like it's moving up and down and side to side. So basically, they're frames is what it is, and it gives the illusion or the image that Dodge is smiling, that he's, like the objects are moving on screen. And then after I sequence all the frames together, I just add the sound effects to their appropriate spots and then watch the playthrough. And it's like, this is cool. And then I save it. Then I give it a name and save it. So really, that's all there is to the Dodge the Trucker animations. It's just the Paint program and Windows Movie Maker, and I use copyright free sound effects. So like at the end, it'll say subscribe, the Jared Fuller Show, and it goes ding. Well, that ding, I had to download the sound effect and then I just add it in with the video. It's pretty cool. So really, that's all there is to it. And it is time consuming. Putting together Dodger Trucker animations are very time consuming. Well, I'll be going. See you later. All right, Spinette, keep it real, brother. Um, Thanks for stopping by and chatting for a few. Although I probably talked too fast for Spinette and uh well, this is a boring chat. He doesn't talk about anything else. No, I talk about a lot of things. But the things I talk about may not always be of great interest to anyone else. But this is, this is my show. And you're, more welcome to come in anytime and shoot the shit. I don't have a problem with that. But I did drop a link in the chat for the Fox Sunday flashback. That is tonight at 7 o'clock. I can't play anything um, right now because I don't want to get hit with copyright. But I'm pretty sure. Oh, it doesn't even say which song they're playing right now. Hmm. Um, there was a Mexican American country music singer who passed away. His name was Johnny Rodriguez, and he had some really good songs. Denise Alexander from General Hospital passed away. Um, but Johnny Rodriguez, he had some good country songs. And yes, as Amy pointed out in chat, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there and to the single dads who are playing double roles. That's worth mentioning. Johnny Rodriguez, I'm trying to see if I can. He died on the 9th and he was 73. Riding My Thumb to Mexico. Love Put a Song in My Heart. Down on Rio Grande. How Could I Love Her So Much? Just Get Up and Close the Door. Um, We're Over. I Couldn't Be Me Without You. Foolin'. I mean, he had a lot of awesome songs. But the one that I am most familiar with, there's actually two of them that I'm familiar with, which is Riding My Thumb to Mexico and Down on the Rio Grande. Those are the two songs that I'm very familiar with. And if I don't know if Dan Richards is going to play any Johnny Rodriguez tonight, he might. Um, he'll probably play something that I have never heard before, or he'll ask me to send him a copy of a song, and I'll email it to him because I am known as the associate producer of the Fox Sunday Flashback. What's up, King Bob? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good weekend and happy Mother's Day to your moms out there if they're still with us. My mother isn't, but as I had pointed out at the top of this live stream, um, instead of being sad and melancholy and despondent about Mother's Day, I'm going to try to look at it from a different perspective. I know what today is. I miss my mom terribly. I grieve over her, and I'm wearing a shirt with her picture on it. Yeah, my mom was 17 years old in that picture back in 1979 is when that picture was taken, before I was born, by the way. Um, but I've decided that today is going to be a good day. It's just like any other day, just like any other Sunday. And while I do know that today is Mother's Day, I'm still going to make the best out of a day that could otherwise go horribly wrong. So far, so good. It's a good day. And I'm still alive. I'm still here. I'm doing this. I got my friends in chat. I mean, what more can I ask for on a day like today? And the weather is beautiful. It's 68 degrees outside right now. Um, so yeah, it's a beautiful day. And I don't want to be sad. I don't want to, waste a day on being sad. I just want to. I love my mom. I miss my mom. I cherish the moments and the memories that we shared together. And I'll always have memories of my mom. And today I wish I could have called her or, taken her out for a nice dinner on Mother's Day, which I have done in the past, but she's gone. She's gone forever. I have to accept it. I have to get on with my life. I have to keep doing what I need to do to help try to make the world a better place. It's not, it's not just it's not dependent just on me to try to make the world a better place. I am just one person among many other people out there who are also trying to make this world a better place. And, I just want to do what I can to help in any way I can and to bring smiles and laughter and joy. And um, I just do what I got to do. Life isn't fair. Life isn't fair, but it doesn't have to be terrible. It can be good. Um, so that's one thing to keep in mind. And another thing to keep in mind is the people that you have loved and lost, they live on right here in your heart. No one can take that from you. They're always here. They live on forever in your heart. And as long as you're alive, they live on inside of you. So, my mom's still with me. She is. She's always with me. Um, not maybe not in the physical sense, but in my heart, she's with me because I am a progeny to my mom and dad, and I'm carrying on you know bits and pieces of them. The DNA and the heritage and the family, whatever, the family tree, the legacy. So that part of her will always live on through me and my brother. Um, but yeah, so today's a great day. I'm having a great day, and mom's at peace, and I know that. And she's not going to hurt anymore, and I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to get all sad and depressed on camera. But um, I'm doing what I got to do. Excuse me. So, and that's what I plan to do today. I'm not gonna drink. I'm not gonna get, drunk and sad and none of that, none of that. Um, but I do appreciate the love and support that I've gotten over the years since my mom died, and even people on YouTube who appreciate what I've done for them with the shout out videos on the other channels. But and there are many people out there who also don't approve, but they don't matter. Um, Now there was something I wanted to talk about. There was a point that I wanted to mention, um, and it happened in just this previous week, where someone had made a comment about childhood cancer, about a warrior who was fighting cancer and going through some of the, going through essentially what I had gone through with chemo, radiation, things like that. But the phrasing of the, the child having cancer was what I took issue with because the person who wrote out the post, I'm positive that they're doing this just for clicks. But it only goes to show that these people have no idea what they're talking about. They're outsiders looking in to the child of cancer world. They phrased it as such that the child contracted cancer. And I took issue with that because you don't contract cancer. If you understand what that means in terms of health and in the pharmaceutical world and in the world of, just like pediatrics and whatever goes in with that, contract in that context means that something is contagious. You don't, you can't catch cancer. You catch, like the flu. You can get AIDS through HIV. You can get the COVID. You can, these are, the common cold. These are common contagious things, viruses that you contract. Um, Childhood cancer is not a virus. Uh, and when someone phrases it as such that you can contract cancer, it only proves my point. You have no idea what the fuck you're talking about, and someone needs to call you out on that. And if it makes me a horrible person for calling out an idiot who misrepresents childhood cancer, then I'll be the bad guy. I'll be your villain in your story. But in no way are you going to falsely represent the childhood cancer demographic by saying that we contract childhood cancer. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And maybe perhaps if you don't know what you're talking about, you should either learn the terminology and the proper usages of words or just sit down and shut the fuck up and don't say another word. Um, that's my take on it because I am this is partly the reason why I take issue to outsiders offering up as if they know what they're talking about, and then they use words that don't fit, and it falsely, represents the demographic. We don't contract cancer. You can't catch cancer. That would be like if you go into a hospital and say you go and see a loved one, a dear friend, and they have cancer, and they give you a kiss. You're not gonna get cancer just through kissing because cancer is not contagious. You can't you to put it in these broader terms, you could have sex with a cancer patient. You're not gonna catch their cancer. Not saying that would ever happen, but cancer is not contagious. Cancer is not a virus. So, it is a horrible misrepresentation of, it's a horrible thing to say that we contract. And it's not, it's adults, even with adults with cancer, you can't catch, and that's what I was referring to, by the way, adults, because, I used the child of cancer thing to make a bigger point. But even with adults, you can have sex with an adult cancer patient and you're not going to catch their cancer. Um, and someone will clip that and then they will try to use that against me as well. So, um, it won't work though. It won't work. So anyway, and that's basically what I wanted to say. If you don't know what you're talking about, just shut up. Just don't say a word. Learn something first before you utter your stupidity and embarrass yourself publicly. Um, because I'm telling you, that'll help you in the long run. And now someone's going to clip that and say, "Oh, see, now Jared is trying to say that it's okay to, child of cancer. Now you can do." That's not what I said. But there's going to be people out there watching this, and they're going to try to spin it into something it's not. You watch. You mark my words. They're going to say that, "Oh, he threw sex in there." Well, yes, with an adult, of course. What did you think I meant, dumb fuck? It's whatever. But um, yeah, cancer. The point was cancer is not contagious. It's not a contagion. It's not a virus. Um, it's a disease, but it's not something you can catch. That was the point. But anyway, I hope I didn't put too fine of a point on that. But that was basically what I wanted to say. Because there's a lot of horribly misinformed people, and you have to set if you're going to set people straight on their mistakes, do it with a bit of respect, and don't be smug about it. And I'm not trying to be smug about it, but at the same time, I think at some point you have to be because you have to drive your point home. Like you will not misrepresent this demographic of people um, by saying that they contract cancer. You can't. It's not catchable. It's not contagious. Cancer is not a contagion. Um, but anyway, we have been here for 35 minutes. We got another 25 minutes to go. I have a lot to do this week, as I pointed out at the top of the show. I don't know who's still watching. I think there's 3 people watching. Um, they, the plans this week consist of, tomorrow I'll be out at Pine Run Inn, and then Tuesday I have a doctor appointment. At some point this week, dad is gonna wanna go grocery shopping, um, and I don't know what happens after that. So, who knows? I might even, just kinda hang out here at home. I mean, I don't have a car, so it's not like I have the option of actually getting up and going anywhere, but, um, there's someone out there I've been speaking with, and she wants to meet up, and it's like, well, it's kinda hard to do without a vehicle, but, I'll talk to my dad. I mean, I'm very gentle with vehicles. I know how to drive vehicles properly and with caution, I don't beat up on vehicles. Even if they're my own, I don't beat up on vehicles. That would be my brother. Um, but I'm usually pretty good about, um, driving. I don't have any speeding tickets, I don't have any parking tickets, I don't have any kind of infraction on my driving record whatsoever, so, and dad knows that if I do borrow his vehicle, I always handle it with care. I don't dog on it, I don't beat up on it. I drive it with care. I do the speed limit, wear my seatbelt, use my turn signals. I do all that good stuff. So, yeah, I'm always careful. But it's not to say that, you know, I use dad's truck. It's not to say that I'm going to use dad's truck, but he's told me in the past, he says, "Well, if you wanna borrow the truck, just let me know." And a lot of it too has to do with the fact that we live together. So, and someone actually made a big deal about that as well. "Oh, Jared still lives with his daddy." Actually, we're roommates, and we pay half of the expenses for this household. Thank you very much. I pay half of the property taxes on this house, and I pay for the propane. So, or half of the propane, not the full amount, but half. So dad and I, we do split the major heavy lifting finances of the household, which would be property taxes and propane costs. But they try to use that against me. "Oh, Jared lives at home with his daddy." Yep, I live with my dad. Yeah. Um, so what? What are you trying to prove? Um, I'm not living here for free. I pay my share. We all pay our share here. I mean, I pay for the internet so I can come here every Sunday and do the Sunday video updates. I pay for, so we don't freeze in the winter time. Bye. Talk to you later when we get back. Okay, Amy, be careful. Don't speed. Tell dad to don't speed. Drive with caution. Do the speed limit. Cops are all over Saginaw, but it's whatever. But yeah, every which way we all pay finances here at the house, so that's how we're able to keep the house up and going. And yeah, I mean, there's moments when that was loud. Someone here. This is why I got cameras on my house, because I can always check. I can always look to see if someone's in my driveway. Um, one second, guys. Nope, no one's at the house. No one's in my driveway. I can pan around with my camera. Yep, looking clear. Oh, that's a motorcycle. Someone's riding a motorcycle up and down the road. Okay. That's what I was hearing. Okay. Cool. But yeah, I don't know what else to talk about now. Dad and Amy, they're on their way back home from Saginaw, and Sabu, pro wrestling legend Sabu, has died at age 60. Amy, I don't know if you're still watching this. But let dad know that Sabu has passed away at the age of 60. Wow. Hmm. That sucks. Hmm. Um, I'm just seeing what because I'm kind of out of things to talk about. I, I don't know what else to talk about. Well, we can talk about last night, I guess. We were at the Michigan Country Music Hall of Fame show in Saginaw Township last night. Dad and I were. So there were a couple of new inductees into the Hall of Fame, and I kind of actually knew about it. Um, I knew what was gonna happen. I had, a little birdie told me that, what was gonna happen before it happened, but I had to be quiet about it because it was meant to be a surprise, and it was. But a couple of, singers, performers last night were inducted. They were the newest members of the Michigan, Country Music Hall of Fame, and she was in shock. It was husband and wife. They were both in shock, especially the wife. She's like, "What, what, 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 what?" So it was cool. And tomorrow, I'm not gonna give away, the secret. And Amy, I don't know if she's still watching, but she better not give away the secret in chat either. But Dad and I had a little plan for Dan Richards tomorrow night, and I'll probably end up talking about it next week, or I might even take a video tomorrow night and upload it here to my YouTube channel, and in hopes that I don't get hit with copyright because of the music playing. Um, because when we go to the Pine Run Inn for the Monday flashback, it's music. It's Dan playing um, music for 2 hours straight from 6:30 to 8:30. So, um, but Dad's got a little something up his sleeve tomorrow, and I'm gonna, you know, have my hands in that. But I'm kind of curious as to what uh, Dan's reaction is going to be tomorrow night. It's going to be funny. It's going to be really funny. Um, but I'm not going to say here. I haven't even mentioned it on Facebook. I didn't even mention it to Dan. Dan tried to get it out of us last night. He's like, "Well, what's the surprise going to be?" Well, if I tell you that, it's not going to be much of a surprise anymore. So, but Dan will see it tomorrow for sure. Um, But yeah, we're down to about the last 15 minutes of the Sunday video update. I thank you all so much for stopping by and listening to me talk and ramble about things. And yeah, someone asked me before why I don't accept super chats. Um, well, my channel is not monetized. I don't know if the channel has to be monetized in order to accept super chats. But I don't need super chats. I don't need super chats. I pretty much, um, I do this for fun because I enjoy doing live streams on YouTube. I enjoy interacting and having the communication with people who come into the chat and say what they would, say what they need to say. And, I I just do this for fun pretty much. So I don't concern myself with super chats. I was watching this video on Facebook before I went live today. And I gotta tell you, I had never been more disgusted in my life. This young kid was being bullied, and it was actually videotaped on one of these iPhones. Someone was record video recording. This kid was being bullied, and they jumped this kid. One kid goes up and smacks him in the back of the head, and then the other one just comes up and sucker punches a kid, and the kid falls to the ground. Then they all tag on him, and he's got blood, the guy that hit him in the head, punched him in the head, cut his head open. He's got blood gushing, and the kid's crying, and they're all standing around laughing. They think it's a joke, and it makes my stomach turn, not just because the kid was bullied and brutally attacked, but the people who videotape this, they think it's funny. Like, what uh, I mean, that's sick. You video record a kid being ambushed by cowards who can't fight for themselves. They can't do a little one-on-one. They got a tag team on a kid. I mean, it's really disgusting. It's really disgusting, and there's not the laws that are in place for bullying are not severe. The penalties are not severe enough for this kind of behavior. Um, the law is lenient on bullies. Like here in Michigan, it's a misdemeanor. Like, online bullying is a misdemeanor. No, there should be a federal law. Like in Washington, there should be a national law to where you're doing mandatory time for bullying, especially bullying of any kind. Now, I'm talking about people like in this incident where this young kid was brutally attacked, and this happened in Indiana. This, just a state over. And I think it happened yesterday or the day before. But this kid was being bullied, and he was jumped by two other kids. And everybody else sat around and laughed and thought it was a fucking joke. And the guy who was videotaping this, the kid that was videotaping this attack, also thought it was funny. And by what I understand, those kids are being charged. And I hope they are punished to the fullest extent of the law. One can only hope. But that kid was on the ground crying. Blood was gushing out of his head. He was on the ground crying. It's like he was disoriented. He couldn't, like, he forgot where he was. And they're standing around laughing and making fun of him because he was crying and screaming in agony because he just got sucker punched. It's not funny. And it made me wanna reach through that screen. It's like, you cowards. You fucking little cowards. And, the terrible thing about that too, about cowardice, is that it doesn't stop with kids. You have grown adults who pretty much do the same thing to each other. Um, I deal with it all the time, the bullying. They're not sucker punching me, but they're, actively lying about me to other people. And, when I defend myself and when I stick up for myself, then they try to gaslight me by saying, "Oh, Jared is crazy. He's trying to change the story." No. No, I'm not changing any story. Um, it's I'm calling it like I see it. And now they've shifted it to where, "Oh, well, Jared has been talking shit, saying a lot of horrible shit about cancer parents." Um, yeah, I have. I have. So, what? What now? I admitted that a long time ago, and I still admit it. If you listen to any of my, Daily Rant recordings, yeah. The thing is, and the reason for that, and it's me giving them a taste of their own medicine, and calling out how stupid and pathetic they are in their thinking, because they don't think. They don't consider anything that's worth a damn to consider. When you're being lied to, and then you just go and believe what you're told without challenge or question, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say something that may not be so nice about you to get you to understand how ridiculous the whole thing is. Do I really think horrible thoughts about these parents? No. Do I get upset because they believe things without challenge and question and without substantial evidence to support the claims being made? Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's frustrating. Common sense is not so common. And when you engage in this um, cowardice, when you make up fake names on Facebook and then um, slander my name, and when you do it even here on YouTube, you you show me how low you will go to try to take me down. Well, I got news for you. You're not taking me down. I have plans set in place. Everything is going smoothly. Everything is going along nicely. Although, okay, I don't associate with the Clonch family anymore because of the liars and because of lazy thinking. That doesn't mean that I'm still not doing stuff for other people. I'm not gonna mention it here. I'm not gonna mention it on Facebook. I'm not gonna mention it over on the Jared Fuller Show on YouTube. There will never be hints. There will never be mention or talk anywhere of the things that I have planned. Because when you move in silence, they don't know where to attack. They don't know where to attack. They don't know what to attack. They don't know who to lie to. They don't know who to recruit in their little, bullshit by lying. I say this to Carrie Rickman and Debbie Carver and Russ Boggs and all these people who are giving me shit. I say to them, "You're too fucking old. You're too old for this. You are grown ass adults, and look at the way you behave." I think there's a bit of jealousy involved. I think the jealousy stems from the fact that I can actually talk personally and directly to these kids. I have more of a direct connection with these children than any of those people ever would. And I think, that's the part that really upsets them, that they can't relate to that in the way that I can, and they get jealous. And, I mean, they've done this with Milk Tyson. Carrie Rickman said that she categorized me with Milk Tyson and Ronnie Duvall. Well, although Carrie is really fucking wrong about that, there's something else that I really need to point out, and that is between the 3 of us, me and Mel Tyson, Randy Duvall, who do you think is gonna have a better understanding of childhood cancer among the 3 of us? Between me and Mel Tyson and Randy Duvall. I'll give you a little hint. He does this thing on Sunday called the Sunday Video Update. Oh, that would be me, wouldn't it? You're fucking right. Between the 3 of them, I'm gonna be the one to have more experience and more insight about childhood cancer than the other 2, and maybe perhaps even more than you, Carrie. As hard as that might be for you to accept, I can actually talk about that. I can actually discuss childhood cancer. I can speak from a position of, "This is what my body's been through," and when these kids have questions for me, I encourage them to ask. I don't turn them away. So you can come up with all the false bullshit you want. You can call me a predator like your friend Frida Zeidel or Zeidel or whatever the fuck her name is. She's probably a scraggly looking bitch to begin with, not even relevant to anything. And yeah, that's me attacking someone. If you're gonna call me a predator, I'll call you something as equally foul, if not worse. That's how that's gonna go. But I can assure you that you wanna call me all these names, that's fine, only you're not giving it you're giving an accurate representation of yourself. You're describing yourself more than you're describing me, because if you are willing to go the distance and to bend over backwards to try to take me down, you're showing the world what you are capable of doing. You're gonna see people talking shit about me But if you've had good experiences with me, if we've had decent conversations, if you've met me and I've never given you a reason for concern, then you are gonna be the person who's gonna stand up and defend me against people who talk shit. Now, I'm sorry that the Clonch family, Herbert, doesn't get it. He doesn't want to acknowledge that he was wrong. He doesn't want to acknowledge that he was mistaken. And I can understand, okay, I don't wanna be involved in this drama. But again, Herbert, I say it this week, I'm not the one who dragged you into anything. It was those jackasses who did it, and I've been neutral the whole time. So if you're convinced that I've done something horrible by just based alone on what these idiots are saying about me, if that's enough to convince you, then what's gonna happen when actual evidence against what they're saying about me comes up? Then what? Oh, but see, there's actually more evidence against what they're saying already because they fail to demonstrate the truth of anything they say. And as I have already pointed out any number of times, have I trashed on parents in the child of cancer demographic? You're absolutely fucking right, I have. I have no regret. I call out stupidity. If that's what they deserve, that's what they deserve. And I have no problem doing it. But, you can't get you cannot reason with unreasonable people. You just can't. There's no way around it. There's no way to get through to people. Some people you can get through to, and you can describe things and explain things in a way where they'll understand, and maybe perhaps it'll make them think differently. Why didn't I consider this? Or, you know what? You're right. I should have considered that. I should have thought about that. That's all I'm trying to do. But if you're gonna be a fucking knucklehead and just say, "Well, I'm gonna just buy everything. I'm gonna swallow everything I'm spoon-fed without making these people pass a sniff test," then you know what? Maybe you're better off because I don't want dishonest people in my life anyway. I got too much shit to do. I have lots of friends from everywhere, and although the rumor going around now is, "Oh, Jared's only got friends who are kids. He don't have any adult friends. You wanna fucking bet?" I have plenty of adult friends. You don't know my friends, and you think because you're able to lie to certain people on Facebook, that's just a small fraction. I am known across this town for being a good person. I don't have to tell you, I've demonstrated that. And yeah, there are people from this town who, they view me as someone who's from the wrong side of the tracks. And again, I say, fuck them. I don't care. I had this incident last week where I was at the back 40 and I was talking to this guy and we were just, shooting the shit, drinking beer. And I told him, I said, the people in Chesaning, they they've either married into money or they've had everything handed to them, businesses and whatever. And that struck a nerve with the bartender, whom of which we were not talking to, let alone was she the subject of our conversation, but she threw a major bitch fit and told me, she says, "Well, you're not better than anyone and no one's better than you." Did I ever say anyone was? And did I say I was? And she says, "Well, we can run the numbers and I don't need 911, but thank you." And then she says, "Well, you can sit there and laugh all you want." Well, I don't need your permission, sweetheart. I am going to sit here and laugh all I want. And by the way, I'll take another beer. This is why people who, you work, you're a bartender, you serve up food and drinks. I understand it may be difficult to not eavesdrop on someone's private conversation. But at the same time, we were sitting at a bar conversing about things, just 2 guys. The conversation was not about her. the subject, she wasn't even the subject of the conversation, and we did not invite her or include her in our conversation, but she just had to stick her fucking nose in where it didn't belong, and she shot off at her mouth. Well, good for you. So you have grandparents who own businesses in town. Your parents own businesses in town. Who gives a fuck? I don't care. I'm not impressed. There's a class reunion coming up. I'm not going to it. I'm not giving these people the opportunity to slam me one more fucking time after 20 years. I'm going to rob them of that opportunity, and I'm going to take no shame or regret doing it. Oh, by the way, Ryan Harris, my cousin, yeah, they want to invite you to the yeah, I just message him on Facebook because I don't think he ever watches these videos, but um we are at the 4 o'clock mark. I appreciate you so much for sticking around for the past hour, and I did it all by myself. I'm amazing. I'm not narcissistic, although it did come off narcissistic, but yeah, I'm doing pretty good today. I managed to get through 1 hour of the Sunday video update. I love you guys so much. I thank you so much for stopping by, and, I'll be back again next week. So get out there. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms. Happy Mother's Day, mom. I love and miss you. And to the single dads who are doing the job of both, happy Mother's Day. Get out there and enjoy the sunshine. I'll see you guys next week, which is the 18th, May 18th. So see you later. Bye bye.